Hi everyone, it's Carrie from Garden Rudiments. Today we're going to be doing a dish garden recycle. In a video that I made last year, I showed the making of this dish garden. And I'm going to show you some of the plants that are in here and how they've grown and how leggy they've gotten. It was in a good spot, just the right amount of light, the right amount of water, and it was really beautiful. And then it got some mealy bugs. We had to move it in the house when fall came, and it has not done well since. You can see the legginess. This is a Graptocedium California Sunset. We have a Graptopedilum paraguinese ghost plant. We have blue senecio chalk sticks. And then in the corner here, I have a topsy-turvy. And then from the previous video, I know that I put an Echeveria Caribbean in here. And this is the only other one that I see that I can't name, and I take it that's what it is. Now it has, but what we're going to do today is deconstruct this dish garden. We're going to recycle these plants. We're going to take some cuttings. We're going to check for mealy bugs. And some of the chalk sticks is actually very good, but then we've got a lot of these dead leaves where only the tops of them are good. So that's one of the things I'm going to take care of today. But we're going to start here in the front. And I've got an old spoon that went through the garbage disposal that I'm using here. And I'm going to try to get this plant out with some roots attached to its base. It's got a lot of air roots on it. There we go. Got some of the roots. You can see some air roots. But I'm going to take some leaves off of this and propagate with it because this is really a beautiful succulent. It's got a very pretty color. And we'll show you in the next video how we're going to propagate with these. But we're going to try to save this arrangement. I may even take all of the soil out of it. Oh, and I do have some babies under here. So if a plant, a succulent, gets really dry, especially like this topsy-turvy, it has put on a lot of air roots under here. And it has also shot off a lot of babies. And I was hoping it had. I couldn't see them when it was still in the pot, but we want to let those babies get a little bit bigger than what they are. They're just small. They're actually, you can see those, they're all around the base. You can see how poor the mother looks, but at least she's thrown off a lot of pups. Plenty there to use. These are too small to take away from their mother right now, so we're going to wait. We're just going to clean it up, and then we will replant her and give her a good watering. Then when you're removing these plants, always check at the base to see if you see signs of mealy bugs. And actually I don't. The roots actually look good. I don't see any mealy bugs on them anywhere. I think mostly these just have a lot of scarring. But we should be able to pull out several plants in here. That one's got a great root system on it. If you look on the body of the stem, I'm not sure that that's scale, but I would almost say that's what it is. We'll probably be tossing that because we have a lot of plants here. We're not going to be plant poor when we get all this done. Oh, and this one has, I see some problems. This one has a little egg sac. We can get it to focus. Do you see in the center there? That is a little sac of eggs. And after these being outside, you know, for all summer, and they went through quite a bit, that's just kind of to be expected. So the blue chalk sticks that I've left in here look very healthy. This is all new growth that the plants have put on. I'm very pleased with how it looks, and I don't see any mealy bugs. So we're going to clean up this container and clean up my table, and then we're going to come back and I'm going to show you how I'm going to replant this. So I have my trusty bag of Miracle-Gro potting mix, and I've actually added more perlite in with this. And it's well draining, and this pot does have drainage holes in it. It did not come with them. I added these myself. But just going to add some fresh soil. And I want to make sure I'm covering up the roots of the Senecio that I have exposed, but not really bring it up higher than how it's been sitting in the pot. Okay. On these, I'm gonna take off the dead, and I'm gonna make me a new cut, and I'm not gonna worry about these not being hardened off because this soil mix is dry. I'm gonna add these back to my arrangement. Just snip and set. And I will save some of these for a propagation video. It's not like I'm not gonna have plenty here. And I'm just gonna fill in where I think I could use some more. So this might not be how someone else would do this, but this is how I want to do it because I want to save as many of these plants as I can. And if you've got a root system already established, and these are nice, healthy growth, I don't see any reason to have to cut these. I think by the time all of this fills in, anything that was a little bit leggy on them will have filled in by then, and you won't be able to tell it. And this is my own personal garden dish. I'm not going to be selling it. I'm not going to be giving it away. So I have time just to let this one do its thing. So this is my Echeveria Caribbean. And I'm going to cut it off here. And then I'm going to save this and propagate it. But I'm going to pull off all of the leaves here that's on the bottom. And I see one little pocket of mealybugs, but we're going to check it for mealybugs and we're going to treat it if it needs it. And I'm going to save all of these leaves because I just want the top really pretty part. And I'm going to kill all those mealybugs that I see in there. And there are a couple. And we're going to treat, I'm going to go ahead and spray these with alcohol because there's several, and I know there's going to be more on other ones that I'm pulling out to propagate. Okay, we're going to go, let's see, we're going to get down to about right there. Let's pull off these last two here. And we're going to leave that right there. And that's going to be my new one. And then I have all of these leaves to propagate. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these in a baggie, and I'm going to put the name. I'm going to write the name, Echeveria Caribbean, with a pencil, because on these plastic tags, best thing to do is to write in pencil. If not, it's going to come off with watering and stuff. But if you do it with a pencil, they'll stay on there pretty well. And I'm also going to put the date. And this is December the 6th, 2018. And we're going to propagate all these leaves. But I want to make sure, since I know the name of the plant, that I have it marked. So I'm going to take this one, and its new home is going to be in this corner. And we're going to prop it up there so it'll stay. Okay, and then my next plant that's going to go back in here is my Echeveria topsy-turvy. And I'm going to take some of this old soil off. I've got out all of the detritus that I can, the dead leaves. And then we've got all those new pups on there that we'll be able to use. And it's going to go into my other corner. And this is kind of where this plant started out. Was in the corner, and we're going to tilt it, and I'm not going to cover up all those babies, and we'll make sure my soil mix doesn't cover them up. But I do want to try to get a lot of the roots that were there and get them covered up. So that's all of these are blue, and I think they just look great in this container. And then this is the ghost plant, and a lot of these bottom leaves do not look very well at all. We're going to pull them off. We're going to cut it off. We're going to put it in the back corner. This is another piece of the ghost plant also, and you can leave the air roots on there or you can take them off. That's totally up to you. I'm going to leave these, and I'm just going to take off these bottom leaves, and we're going to leave the top there. Those look pretty good. And you can take your pencil, you can take a dibbler, whatever you want to replant these. And then I'm gonna start putting in my California Sunset. And I've left quite a long stem on these. And I'm just gonna fill in. So this is not gonna be the prettiest arrangement. It's gonna be more for saving these plants, because if I didn't get these out of here, mealybugs were probably gonna take over. And I was gonna lose my echeverias, and I have a lot of the blue chalk sticks, so it's the echeverias that I was more worried about. I didn't want to lose those plants. And the California Sunset is such a prolific plant about putting on new growth that it doesn't take long to have a whole lot of those. And they just keep growing, keep dividing. I only think the top is good. The rest of these leaves are just too damaged, and I've got plenty of leaves that I can propagate with anyway. So we're going to take all these off, and we're going to lose these. And you just simply bend to the side, and those leaves will pop right off. I'm going to take one more, and that's what we're left with the stem. And we're going to put it right back down in here. I think we'll try to save the top on this one. Find their footprint where they want to be. So I stepped outside to where I have my sedum growing. Of course, it's hardy all year round, and I picked out some plants that I thought might go well with this. It's just some little fillers. Got some beautiful pieces of sedum, and some of it's already got air roots, and I'm just gonna make a little hole and plop them down in there. As long as they're somewhere near the soil, they'll put on roots. Pull a little bit of the leaves off the ends so that I have some stem. So here is my new recycled dish garden. I think it turned out pretty good. Filling in made it look a lot better until, you know, the plants grow and they get some size back on them, but I think this turned out great, and it certainly looks better than it did with all the legginess. So, and I was able to recycle my plants, and I'm gonna have a lot of new plants from all of these. And then these are all the leaf cuttings that I'm gonna use to propagate in the next video. Here is my new arrangement. Looks so much better. I hope you enjoyed this video of me creating this recycled dish garden. Hit that subscribe and like button, and I'll see you the next time on Garden Rudiments.